Why do some people support far right-wing governments? Because they agree with them. Can someone define what we all mean by far right for the purpose of this thread? It has been described as everything from entrepreneurial capitalism through to actual Nazis with a racial and social genocide program. Same reason some people support far left-wing governments. Because they benefit from them somehow. Either they gain money from it by paying less taxes, or they gain good feelings from it because their personal opinions are propagated through the country. Same thing for left-wing. Same thing from center. Same thing for independent. Pretty much everyone votes for whatever group they perceive will help them, their friends and family, gain money or good feelings. Define far right. Because not everything that left-wing is doing is good, and not everything that right-wing is doing is bad. It's not black and white. When left-wing policies fail and result in disastrous situations, people look to the right. You can ask Italy about that. Or Sweden. For them in particular, it was immigration which I believe was the major factor. Because they feel they best represent their views. For example, do you feel like your job is at risk due to migrant workers undercutting you or outsourcing to another country? A right-wing government will probably best protect you. Do you feel that people should help themselves instead of reliant on government handouts? Right-wing government will probably best implement that policy. Do you feel that you private businesses run services better and more efficiently than the government? A right-wing government usually supports privatization. Do you feel that immigration levels are too high, that they are resulting in native cultural breakdown through lack of integration? A right-wing government will likely try and do something about that. Painting the far right as backwater, ignorant, uneducated hillbillies is a straw man that helps some sleep better at night. There's a growing base of far-right individuals in the West, and it has nothing to do with ignorance or lack of education. If you can simply view your ideological opponent as ignorant, you don't have to grapple with the fact that they have views that are valid. Ask this but in reverse. Why do some people support far-left governments? And you get your answer. IDK why anyone supports far-left, right. Generally, more rural places have different needs and wants compared to big towns and cities. So what is good for one may not work in the other. And they don't always have the same problems or issues. The same question could be said for far left. Now don't get me wrong. I consider myself more liberal than conservative. But trying to understand other points of view is a good thing. There is a reason everyone believes something, whether we agree with that reason or not. A lot of people get taken in by fear. A right-wing government will not be soft on crime. They will secure our borders and make America great again for the people who used to be in charge without question. I think some people also buy into the idea that government budgets should be like household budgets. Helping people would be nice, but we shouldn't be spending money we don't have. Deficit spending. These fiscal conservatives used to have a voice in the Republican Party. Today, not so much. Why has the U.S. systematically destroyed democracies all over the globe and installed far-right puppet regimes? Because they will allow U.S. corporations to come in and plunder. Less than. People support radically different parties because they've lost faith in the current one. By a huge margin, the current government have convinced people that they can't solve any problems. And all the other centrist parties in the coalition are equally useless. Because they are rich and see no need to have compassion, or love money and hate people. Because the other choice is a scamming, corrupt, in-your-face stealing to the point of breaking the country's economy. Legit trying to censor media and individual liberties and creating political ties to communists who recently destabilized their own countries to the point of people running away for lack of food and water, or the likes of Fidel Castro, candidate who is not interested in making anything better, just in personal gain and power. Communism doesn't work. Sorry, China. If everyone there had human rights and a livable wage, no slave labor. Look at Cuba. People swim across to get away. They have no freedom. They cannot leave the country. Would you like your country to become that? Sometimes. Even if there is a lot that needs changing, even if things aren't all rosy, it is better to hold on to the status quo for a bit longer than to be robbed blind and suffer economic destabilization, as well as lose freedoms that are already a given. The same reason some people support far left-wing governments. It's what they believe, and they have every right to support whichever they choose. Because left-wing governments are becoming increasingly fascistic and authoritarian.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.